I was actually just kidding when I said beat my employees. I didn't realize I was going to show up here. And people I work with are sitting next to me, and they beat me after hearing me say that. Let me take a quick poll. How many people here are retailers? Okay, how many people here are vendors to retailers? Wow, so it is. It's about 2/3, 1/3. That's pretty good. So I'm Bill Bass. I'm president of the direct business of Charming Shops. Charming Shops, nobody's heard of because we're just a holding company. Our retail brands are Catherine's, Fashion Bug, and Lane Bryant. And I'll talk a little bit about those. I joined Charming Shops about a year ago. One of the things that we try to do in the past year has been to completely redesign our web business from the ground up. Our websites were being run by a catalog company that we'd owned. We were spinning the catalog company off to another company, and so we had to sit there and take all these websites and rebuild them from the ground up. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the thought process we went through as we were rebuilding these sites, about what was important, what's not important. I've worked for big companies. I ran Sears Direct. I ran the e-commerce business at Land's End. I've worked at small companies. We started our own little company here back in 2005. So I've kind of seen both ways. And there's a tremendous amount of stuff that you can waste money on that we tried to avoid. And there's a tremendous amount of stuff, off-the-shelf software out there now that gives you capabilities that are really pretty impressive at very low cost. And so I'll talk a little bit about why we did these things. And then I'll talk a little bit at the end about mobile and social and all these things that are buzzing out there that I actually don't think matter very much. And so I'll say some controversial things that I will have all the vendors for the mobile and social stuff then attack me after the talk. A little bit quick, who is Charming Shops? We got 4 brands. Lane Bryant Cacique is our intimate apparel brand that is sold within Lane Bryant stores, but it's actually an independent brand. Catherine's and Fashion Bug. We have more than 2,000 stores, so we're a very heavy store-based company, both in malls and in strip centers, and we have more than $2 billion in sales. And we're focused on the plus-sized women's apparel and accessories market, so that's our niche as we go out and do these companies. Let me talk about some of the things that we did as we came in and thought about overhauling our e-commerce business. Our number one goal was to make it easy to shop. Now, it's interesting because for you folks that work in e-commerce, your executives never come in and say, hey, make it easy to shop. They come in and go, ooh, I hear all about mobile. What are we doing with mobile devices? Or Facebook, we have to have a Facebook page. Okay, very, very few discussions happen amongst your fellow executives about, hey, let's make our website easy to shop. But that's your number one goal. And some of the things that happen on that, it's kind of interesting. There's always a tension between how much do you integrate your internet business with your regular business, and how much do you keep it separate? Okay, you got a whole spectrum of stuff there. And the problem is everybody wants to go towards an integration, right, because it's easier. Our merchants will just buy across all the different channels. Our inventory people will just plan across all the channels. It's really just another channel of reaching customers, and therefore it should be completely integrated. The problem with that is there's no analog for who makes sure search works really well on your site. If you have stores, there's no store counterpart to making search work well. Or how quickly can we make checkout happen? Okay, your store POS guys or IT guys, I mean, they're not sitting there kind of thinking through how do you make online checkout happen real fast. If you go talk to your customers and you say, you know, what are things that are important to you? They go, hey, when I come to your website, I want to find stuff. And when I find it, I want to check out real easy. So some of the most important things that happen on your website, there's really no counterpart back in the regular part of your business. So our number one goal was make it easy to shop and focus on Web 1.0, not Web 2.0. So Web 1.0 is things like search. So let me talk about search here for a second. Our websites, so this was 2009, last year. I started working on the internet back in 1993. So you know, you have a lot. There's a lot of history that's gone on with the web by 2009. So in 2009, we come in. I'm looking at the search on one of our sites. I'm trying to search for like a red dress. It goes error, and it's like, what's this error? And it goes, you need to know the item number for the dress. So how many? Let me see a show of hands. How many people here know the item number of any item of clothing that you're wearing right now? Anybody? No. It's interesting. We're not even a catalog company. We're a retail company, right? So we didn't even send out catalogs with item numbers attached. I did this when I was talking to that brand. This was the merchants and the people who actually designed the clothes. I had the people that actually came up with the item numbers. I said, can you name any of the item numbers for any of the clothes that we had? And the answer was no. But we were sitting here making our customers put in the item number in order to do a search. That's nuts. Other things, and probably it's interesting because everybody's going, okay, that's crazy. That's only one company. Our company's not like that. But the other day I was in searching for, I think it was like a red sweater. And what was interesting was that company whose website I was shopping on hadn't sat there and said, okay, let's look at color families, right? They said red has to equal red. So if it was called burgundy, it didn't show up. If it was called flame, it didn't show up. It was responding to the exact text of the thing, not the, hey, here is what I know that they're looking for. They're looking for the red part of the spectrum. Whatever our company kind of comes up with crazy names of colors, and companies like to come up with crazy names of colors. So search was something that we focused very heavily on and are continuing to focus heavily on and will continue to focus heavily on. There's constant improvements in search. That's going to be a never-ending search for a good search. Second is customer feedback. Of the retailers out there, actually, let's do this. All retailers, hold up your hands. Okay, retailers who have customer reviews on your site, keep your hands up. Everybody else, put your hands down. So most people now, it looks like, have customer reviews on their site. That's good. How many of you, and just, you don't have to answer this, but just think about this. How many of you guys are using your customer reviews for anything other than letting customers talk to each other? That's primarily the thing. Okay, so we got a few people out there that are doing that. One of the things that we've started doing, tremendous ability to do customer feedback online very cheaply. One of the things that we've done, one is it provides a great ability for customers to help find the product that they want, which is great. The other thing is it's great feedback coming into the company. Every week we track the customer reviews that are coming in. We take the 10 poorest reviewed items and the 10 best reviewed items, and we sit there with our merchant teams and go through why things are being downgraded and what things are being done well. And our CEO sits in all of those meetings. So there's a very high, you have that customer feedback coming in. I would encourage every company out there to start using that customer feedback to change how you do your products. You know, it's tremendous customer feedback. And then marketing. Let me talk a little bit about marketing. How many people here do banner ads? Okay, and how many people here do retargeting of banner ads? Were you okay? So I show up. We're spending a lot of money on retargeting of banner ads. So I hear banner ads, and I have this kind of knee-jerk reaction that, man, banner ads don't work. In 1995, I helped launch Boston.com, which is one of the first big newspaper sites to go online. I helped design the very first specs around banner ads. I sold banner ads. Banner ads didn't work in 1995. I've never seen banner ads work. And I go, wow. They go, no, banner ads work great for us because we retarget them now. We only show the banner ads to people who have been to our website, and then we track them around the internet, and we show them ads as they go up on these other sites. Now, aside from the kind of creepiness of tracking people around the internet, I was going, man, I'm still having a hard time buying that works. And they said, here, we'll show you the numbers. So here's the numbers that we had for banner ad retargeting. These are illustrative, but they're magnitudinally exactly what we saw. So they said, we spend $20,000 on these banner ads, and it drives $120,000 in revenue. That's pretty good ad to sales ratio right there. I mean, if that's really true, you'd sit there and you'd do this little gig all day long. Because let's say your product costs are 50%, your cost of goods are 50% of what you're selling them for. You know, you're still in pretty good shape. You're paying 20 to get 60 to your as a contribution there. The problem with this, though, is that you're targeting this to people who have already been on your website. And so if they've already been on your website, if you hadn't shown them the banner ad, what's the potential that they would have come back and bought? So it kind of turned into a little bit of a philosophical discussion of, do you believe that people would have bought without seeing the banner ad or not?